there's so much going on right now in terms of climate change. Is there anything that the normal person can, just an average person, can do to feel like they actually are contributing towards the reduction of climate change? Because it's happening whether we like it or not, right?
Yes, that is true. It's happening right now, and it will continue to happen even if we reduce our emissions completely. And that doesn't mean we shouldn't, but we want to prevent it from getting a lot worse, obviously. In
Right.
terms of individual action, there's a lot of debate about this in the environmental world about whether individual action is kind of worth it. A lot of people firmly believe that every individual should do whatever they can. A lot of people believe advocating it is just letting big polluters and governments off the hook.
Right.
I think there's somewhere in between there. I think individual action at its best is action that affects community level engagement. So, my advice, I guess, would be one, to do what you can that seems easy enough and reasonable. We actually do a lot of good environmental stuff on our own. And we didn't really get to get into this a ton today, but climate change is really about being efficient and being smart. It's not about having to take a ton of drastic action sometimes. It can be about how do we make our heating just work better so it doesn't use as much energy? How do we, I mean, you can get into all different angles there. But you think about, like, for me, I love beef, not giving that up anytime soon. I don't think that's an issue. But um, I'm not a big fashion guy, and so I see no reason to go out and buy new clothes every couple weeks. And fast fashion contributes a great deal of carbon emissions, water pollution, etc. Not to mention a lot of labor and human rights issues. So I think you can kind of take those steps where it fits into your life. I don't think you should try to do everything at once and become a vegan and do new car. Like, I think that
Right.
that can be sort of like dieting, where you just fall off the wagon. So
Right.
I think sort of doing what makes sense to you. If you're not a big meat person, yeah, cut back on it. If you are, then maybe see what's sustainable or certified or whatever. But you don't have to feel like you have to do everything. But then from there, I think it's really important to be doing your research. Um, for instance, an electric car, if you buy an electric car versus just use your current car to the end of its life, using the current car is going to have a lower impact because of all the inputs to create a new car. So
Right.
very often there's these things that are not only just economically better, but environmentally better, to just be smart about the issue.
It's not being wasteful, right? I mean, that's a big part. It's just the wastefulness of the average person here in the
Yeah,
US, right?
exactly. I always say don't make fun of vegans as much as it's fun. They're doing us a
It is
big
fun.
number. Um, yeah, I'm kind of eternally grateful for people who are willing to do that for me,
Yeah.
um, whatever their reasoning may be. And then I think at the more community level, find ways to use your voice. And this, for me, was a big challenge because um, sort of I didn't put a ton of effort into going the activism route, but I very quickly realized it wasn't for me. I went to one protest and was like, this is just too crowded. Get me out of here. But also, it just wasn't for me because, like, like, I love the nuance and the intricacy of these things, and I can't hold up a sign with three words on it. Like, I want to be able to get into the weeds, and so I
Right.
found myself as a storyteller with a film and TV background. I could use my voice the way I am with this podcast. And I think for other people, whether it be writing, whether it be trying to do something in their community, whether it be looking at their business where they work and see, hey, how can we be a little more efficient, save some money, and also do something good for the environment? A lot of ways people can do that. And then my last one would be figure out, um, talk to someone you disagree with. And I think it can be about anything.
That's a huge one.
Doesn't even have to be about the environment. Just being able to have those conversations and not hate each other, as difficult as that sounds in this day and age. And fine if people want to disagree with me on this, but I think that's so important.